let's talk about hashtags, how to use them, when to use them, when they can help you, when they can just make you look like spam, all of those good things. I know that using them can be a little bit confusing, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not so bad. So basically, the reason that using hashtags is good, especially in Instagram and now Facebook, I think it's fairly normal to use them, is because basically you're implanting keywords into your posts. So say somebody goes to Instagram and they search, say they're looking for a specific color and they search fuchsia Lipsense and you hashtagged it because you were wearing it that day, your post is going to pop up. If you hashtag makeup artist and people are looking at that and they search it, you're going to pop up. So basically that is why we hashtag, to implant keywords into our posts. And also, frankly, I like to use hashtags because it gives me an outlet to be sarcastic and a little bit inappropriate, but if you put a hashtag in front of it, it becomes a little bit more socially acceptable. So I also like to hashtag to display my amazing sense of humor. Yeah, side note. But, so, when hashtagging, there are a few things or common questions that I get asked a lot. One of those being, when you hashtag, how many hashtags do you want to hashtag? Well, I just went to a training and they said that basically the magic number is 17. 17 hashtags, which I know sounds like a lot, but the more you use them, the more you will get used to coming up with hashtags. But 17 is the magic number. You don't want any more than 30. I don't think that they even let you post more than 30. That's when you start to get a little spammy. If you only have a couple hashtags, they're not going to be noticed. So if you really do only a handful, it's a little bit pointless if you're trying to boost your posts. Another question I get is, do you post the hashtags in the post or do you post them in the comments? And the answer is, which I also just learned and switched to, is you post your hashtags in the comments, especially if you're doing it for business purposes. If you post them in the post and then you've got your 17 hashtags, people are going to look at that as complete spam. I'll throw a couple into my post, especially if it's something I'm just being sarcastic about. But as far as hashtags that are going to boost the post or boost my business or whatever, I put them in the comments. And here's another fun fact. You know, you always see people post all those dots and then they start posting their hashtags. I never understood why people did that. And here's the reason. So when you post them in the comments, and I see people even do this in the post, but that doesn't make as much sense to me. But when you do it in the comments, if your post, if the text is kind of short, you're going to be able to see that first comment when people are just scrolling through your Instagram. So if you do the ... and then you do all your hashtags, you're basically hiding those hashtags into the comments. They're going to be less noticeable. They're going to be less spammy looking than if you have your post and then in the first comment is you doing all these hashtags. So if you do the ... then you can't see them because people aren't scrolling and reading each one of your hashtags. The way that people use hashtags is by searching them in the search bar and then seeing what posts come up. So by doing that, you're hiding them into your post, which I highly recommend. Another question. Oh, so how do you get marked as spam on Instagram with hashtags? This is how. So if you are hashtagging things that are completely irrelevant to your post, like if I were to post one of my like farmhouse pictures and I didn't have anything having to do with my Synergent stuff in it, and I hashtagged all of this makeup stuff like makeup artist, makeup blogger, beauty blogger, which seems completely irrelevant to my post, Instagram can see that and they will tag you for hashtagging irrelevant things to your post. So you only want to hashtag things that are relevant to what you're posting about. There's also some of the super popular hashtags. This is what I've been told, that they have flagged those as spam. So like the I don't know, dogs. Somebody told me that like dogs of Instagram, if you hashtag that, you are easily going to get marked as spam because that's one of the hashtags that's been like red flagged by Instagram. I'm not positive about that, but I know that I use the hashtag pics of Instagram often because pork chop is always in my pictures. But I feel like since maybe that's relevant and it's not as popular of a hashtag, that it wouldn't be a big deal. But that's definitely something to think about. So if you're going to start hashtagging, my top tips are hashtag in the comments, have at least 17 hashtags, don't have more than 30, keep it relevant. Oh, another tip. So, you know, when you type out the hashtag, it will show you how many posts have that hashtag. When looking at those, it seems like you would want to do the hashtag that has the most posts, but you don't want to do that. That's like going into Grand Central Station and trying to like talk about your business. Too much going on. No one's going to pay you any attention. You want to be in kind of a smaller venue. So you don't want one that only has like 2 posts with that hashtag, but you want to find a happy medium and not the ones that just have millions and millions of posts because yours will get lost in it. Chances are. But you do want to do one that is looked at quite a bit. So find your happy medium and stick with that. And those are my tips for using hashtags with Instagram. I think that with Facebook, people are doing more hashtags because you can also search it on Facebook. But the line is still a little blurry for me on that. I'll have to look more into that. But as far as hashtags and Instagram goes, that is what you need to know. So let me know if you have any questions. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I've got lots more branding videos coming up, and I will talk to you guys later.